I want to give my top 5 of Major League Baseball right now. Now, All-Star break is usually like the unofficial halfway point of the season where we start to really dig in and say, your record is what your record is. But I got a couple twists and turns right here. So I'm going to start with number 5. But before I do, you can pop it up on the screen. Number 5, which is the New York Yankees. You might say, wait a second. This team sucks. They can't get out of their own way. They might lose 10 games in a row before it's all said and done. Yeah, they're on a losing streak. But, Joe, it's not about the middle of the summer right now. It's about what you anticipate this Yankees team to be once we get to late September and October when they're healthy. So many injuries on that team. Stanton, McMahon, Grisham, Judge, Fried, all out right now. They are expected to come back. The Yankees will make moves at the deadline, Joe. I'm going New York Yankees. Major League Baseball, top 5 power rankings.
I understand why you're going there, but I'm going to sell it. You know why? Because they have a gutless manager in Aaron Boone that they won't go anywhere. And I understand they went to the World Series and they challenged the Dodgers and they lost. You can argue, obviously, on paper, they're a wagon. We get that. But there's no shot. I don't care what moves they make. I don't care if they bring back Joe Torre at the deadline and all the greats, including A-Rod and Jeter. They're not going anywhere, Donnie. I understand big picture. You think they're going to be a lot stronger than where they are now, but I cannot bet the Yankees to challenge for an AL championship. I can't do it. I'll sell them right here, right now. I stick a fork in them. I think they're gutless.
Gutless, the New York Yankees. Again, they stink right now. By the time they get the big boys back, they won't stink. And I'm expecting big things from them. Number 4 of my power rankings, Joe. A lot of people overlook this team, and they did it last year. You know who led Major League Baseball last year in total wins? It was the Milwaukee Brewers, Joe. And they're coming in at 4. One of those frugal franchises that has baseball, like say, plays the right way. Small ball, some power, good bullpen, mixing some pitching here. If you can't pay these guys, move them, get some prospects back. If you take a look right now in the standings in Major League Baseball, and you say, well, last year they led the league. Are they good? They got 50 wins, Joe. 50 and 35, 2.5 games. Excuse me. I got the backwards here. 53 and 32. A 5-game lead over the Cubs.
Yeah. You know
I like the Brewers, man.
I like the Brewers a lot more than you think. I think they can make a deep run and challenge for the Dodgers. You know why? Starting pitching, they have that. They have their ace. They have their workhorse. But you know what I like about the Brewers? 10 games over 500 on the road. Yeah. When you can win games, whether Major League Baseball, NBA, college football, NFL, when you're a battle-tested team and dominate in road environments against good and bad competition, that to me is a recipe to winning a potential championship. Now, we'll see where they're at over the next couple of months, but as long as they're 10, 20 games over on the road, big picture, I think they can make a deep run.
By the way, also 6th in batting average in Major League Baseball, as well as 2nd in team ERA and 4th in total fielding percentage.
Love it.
It's a total team effort. And again, it's one of those teams that you say, hey, they're going to be good. The Central Division usually stinks. Don't worry about it. But last year, again, led Major League Baseball in wins, and now 53 wins on the season, doing it again at this point. Number 3, Joe, in that power position, which once again, you know what happens? It's the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh, Donnie, they're in 2nd place to the Braves. They're better than the Braves are right now. The Braves are like a car, Joe, that somehow ends up on cinder blocks somewhere, and it's never just right anymore by the time you're trying to drive it down the stretch here. That's what we're getting. The Phillies can enter the playoffs with a healthy Zach Wheeler, Luzardo, and also Christopher Sanchez, and have a lights-out closer in Duran. This team can go. Now, the one thing the Phillies have had issues with once they got to October, particularly the last 2 to 3 years, they don't hit when it comes to October. Well, that's why they're number 3 in the power rankings and not number 1. But they can go toe-to-toe as a pitching staff better than any in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, starting pitching is why the Phillies, I think, will catch the Braves 2.5 games back. Yeah. And we saw now this lineup starting to heat up in the series against the Pirates. And even before that, they're starting to take care of business. They're winning games on the road. I mean, outside of Schwarber and Harper, who else is going to step up? Yeah. How about this? How about Caveman Marsh that's batting over 300, right?
He is, too. Looks good.
If Bohm starts to come around, they're going to be there, Donnie. So I'm with you. I think big picture, I would take a shot on the Brewers, but I also like the shot on the Phillies to challenge the Dodgers.
And by the way, keep an eye on the Yankees game today. Your boy DRS says, hey, the Yankees are pretty good. Not today. Just keep that a little for food for thought. Number 2, Joe. Number 2, same division as those Yankees. You can't kill this team. You can't. 51-33. They were fading fast, and now they're back in second place. They'll never get back to first. 4-game lead over the Yankees. You know how that works, Joe? Win 8 in a row. Yankees lose 7 in a row. Now you got first place. But when you look at the Tampa Bay Rays, second in team batting average and 6th in team ERA. Joe, they're second in batting average despite being one of the worst hitting ballparks in Major League Baseball. Imagine if they were outside in Steinbrenner Stadium like they were last year when the Trop imploded. This team fundamentally sound and does remind me a lot of the Brewers, man. I love this team.
And they're getting back to basics. They're winning the way they used to, right?
Yep.
When they used to not have star powers and they had Madden as their manager back in the day. Yep. They're getting back to that fundamental basics to win games. The only thing I will say, Donnie, big picture, only a 500 team right now, under 500, 2021 on the road. They're a dominant home team, 31-12 overall. But to your point, they hit. They're dominating, and they match up well with the Yankees. So if we're talking Rays and Yankees, big picture, I would take a deeper shot on the Rays to make a run as opposed to New York and Aaron Boone.
And everybody knows.
Like this team.
Yeah. And everybody knows, like coming down the stretch, you got to stay healthy, which brings me to the number one team right now. They won the last 2 World Series. They're going to win a 3rd World Series. This is why Major League Baseball is going to collapse upon itself, because the way the Dodgers do business. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I understand that. But the Dodgers are too stupid as a team to sort of say, you know what? Let's embarrass everybody else with our payroll to force everybody to close shop. As opposed, Joe, like the mob would say, bleed them dry week after week, have them coming back for more. They go out and sign everybody under the sun. They are going to be the reason why we have a lockout. They are going to be the reason why there eventually is going to be a salary cap. But having said that, they are the best team on paper, and sometimes that doesn't always win. But you know what happens with the Dodgers, Joe? When they get to the deadline, they go and sign the best pitcher, the best hitter, and the best relief guy out there at this point because they have no payroll structure. They don't care about luxury taxes here. If they are healthy, like they were last 2 years, entering into the playoffs, it's lights out. Nobody is going to touch this team, and congratulations in 2027, we're not going to talk any Major League Baseball.
You know who the Dodgers are? You want to take a guess? The Dodgers are Alabama and Nick Saban. They have the dynasty. All they do is reload. And Donnie, we talked about it before we went on air. They're a wagon now. They're starting to heat up every night. 8, 9, 10 runs. Just blind bet the over. Now, I said blind bet the over. Tonight it'll be a dead under. But my point is, I mean, they have dominated teams. They went out to Vegas. They dominated the A's. They ripped through those totals. They break out against Vasquez last night. I mean, there's not a weak link in this lineup, and especially playoff, when you look big picture, who's going to beat them potentially? It's going to take a monumental upset, deserving, but they are the dynasty right here, right now.
Yeah, it's just impressive to watch them work. And again, me as a Phillies fan, I don't necessarily want a salary cap, Joe. My team spends a lot of money. Like, it'd be suck if I can't spend as much money because, you know, there's a cap, but good for the league. Same thing in the NFL. I always bring up the equation between both leagues. There was a time in the NFL where you could have been the Mara family in New York. I don't give a shit about Green Bay. The hell with Green Bay. Let them go out of business. We're going to take all the revenue. But they knew in order to have a competitive league and have the best league in the world, everybody has to play on an even playing field. So Green Bay can work and Pittsburgh can work and the smaller market cities can work along with the big cities here. Baseball doesn't have that. Baseball has a different issue where if you're a small market team and don't want to spend, you get compensated by the big markets who actually spend in their tax. It's a stupid thing. We're going to get locked out. It's going to piss me off, but that's the way it is.